A few months ago, I took on the arduous challenge of doing the 50-day drawing challenge thing that PewDiePie did, yada yada yada. So in the end, I came out with this monstrosity. I know, very nice, very cool. And today, I decided to take on the challenge of animating it, because I just think it would be cool. I mean, what else do you want me to tell you?
Anytime you meet her, she come through. Turn on the lights.
Now, mind you, my only animation experience is very limited, and that's me kind of taking a lot of heavy inspiration from one of Chainsaw Man's endings. Check out the video after this video, thank you very much. It's gonna be a lot of work. So here was the vision for this animation. It's just a hot goth chick just, you know, chilling with her blunt in her hand like that, you know, kind of looking like the game theory guy, as she's just side-eyeing one of her friends. I probably wouldn't draw her apart because, whatever. So the plan was to take a picture of the doodle, you know what I'm saying, take it over to Photoshop, because that's the only thing I can use at the moment. Do the outlines, everything. That was an issue though. I wanted to animate this, I had the vision and everything, but I just didn't know how I was gonna get her hand to come down and to come meet up at her face. Because in that doodle, if you're storyboarding, that's essentially like the last frame that you would have to meet up to, like the last like action that you would want to encapsulate to get to. So I didn't even know where to start. So the rough idea would be that the face would come in out of frame and come into frame into the hand as she would look from left to right and blink and move her mouth. So there's gonna be a lot of moving parts. Speaking of parts, we started off with the hand. Let's look at the monstrosities that I did. We just start with like the hand like and the blunt like just like slowly like coming up. Cigarette or whatever. I don't know what the hell she's smoking. Smoking that Zaza pack, you feel me? And it just slowly comes up with a smear frame. Now I've never ever done smears before. Since it's like a motion and I want to make it seem like the hand's coming in quick, you know, starting to catch her face. I really wanted to like encapsulate that. So I think like a smear frame would help a lot. This was my poor rendition of one. So after that, after like the third frame, we move on this frame and then we move into the main frame that you see on the doodle. So it was actually pretty easy doing this hand because, you know, I just had to trace everything. So I kind of had to like work backwards. So I just kept on like putting my hand like this and then like taking it out of frame and then doing it, you know, like making sure that I get that nice wrist action. Pause, but you get what I mean. Something that would have been just way easier is if I just recorded myself doing this. Pretty happy with this because the smear actually ended up looking pretty good in the video editor. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys, not using like Krita or anything. I'm still learning that we using video editors to animate this, the OG way. I feel like a bit more frames could have been needed, especially for like the end frame, just to like show that, you know, the hand is impacting with something, so you know it will like shake a bit. That'll come into play later on in this video with the hair, which we do completely separate too. And I realized that hair sucks. But I did learn some things that will make my job a lot easier along the line. Like I said with this animation project, if you would, I split it up into like 4 parts. I would have to animate the hand separately, put it on a separate layer. Eyes, mouth, hair, and the head as well. One thing that I should have done is to just do the head and the hair on the same layer, and then just do the eyes on a separate layer, just to make stuff a lot easier. But, you know what I'm saying, we live and learn. No Sonic though. So from the hands, let's move on to the head, which was pretty easy. I just, again, traced everything, and as we just went along, we just went along. Just 5 keyframes. The first 2 keyframes would be a lot closer to each other. The middle one would be a bit further apart because that's like the motion frame, as I would like to like dumb it down to my own level. And then the last 2 would be like a smooth end with like the 2 keyframes like close to each other. Am I making sense? Like the motion would be closer to each other so that when you watch it, it's like a swift movement. Whereas if there are more keyframes closer to each other, it's a much like, I wouldn't say like fluid, but like slower movement. You would need more keyframes, it would take much more time, and hey, I only got a week to make this. Now the reason as to why this doesn't have any eyes or mouths like compared to the other ones is because I'm not gonna animate the face when it's like moving it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna keep like the eyes open, and the only thing that I'm really gonna animate are the eyes like moving from left to right so that it comes in and side eyes you. Me personally, I like side eyes. It's just cool. And it fits our character. Then moving on into the eyes, which I found pretty easy to do. I kind of overthought it too much, but really you could just do this with like 3 frames. And you just manipulate it whichever way you want. We started off with the main eyes just resting on the face. I just traced it over this layer, just let like the eyes out, because when you blink, you don't blink from your bottom eyelid. Is that... You don't blink from your lower eyelid to your top eyelid like a freaking frog. You blink from your top eyelid down. This is so obvious, but like this is what I had to learn for myself. Just made it seem, you know what I'm saying, like she was blinking. And when all that's put together, it comes out like this. You know what I'm saying? Really cool, really nice, really clean. Like look at that, bro. She's blinking at you, bro. Would I make her wink at you? No, bro. No, that's weird. Now that part was probably the most enjoyable part of this whole process because there were a lot of things to do. Speaking of 3 frames, another thing that needed 3 frames was the mouth. The original mouth that I put in the main doodle was this one. Had her mouth open because I wanted her to speak too. I completely forgot about that. So I then had to make a new mouth with her resting just like that and then kind of build up to it. So that was my starting frame and that was my ending frame, and I just had to do the in-betweens. See, I'm learning the words, bro. I'm learning the words. So we started off with this, ended with that. The in-between was that. Just super easy, really clean, very gentle, very mindful, very demure. Just slowly coming to life, lad. We like that. This is a very demure goth girl that we're making. I hate that word, bro. Can we destroy that word, please? Very proud of it so far. Because in the process, bro, I was like, this shit is not good. It's not good at all. Hey, as it slowly comes to life, you just need to trust the process. I'm not the best artist around. Bringing something that was in your mind into reality is a beautiful process, bro. Is it a fun process? No, but when you step back, or maybe just go to sleep and check it out the next day because your brain is fried because you worked all day, you can appreciate the work that you've done. What wasn't fun though was doing the hair. So again, I came into the problem of not having any in-betweens for the hair, so I had to make my own starting frame. Now, since the head was coming in out of frame, it made the job kind of easier because you don't really see much of the hair in the beginning anyway. One thing that I wanted to do was to keep the hair as consistent as possible, because that's one issue that I have a lot in animation. And I realized one thing that helps keep shit consistent is just literally doing this. So you reduce the opacity, right? I know, crazy, right? Then you draw on another layer in full opacity so you can look at the last frame and copy that. Bro, I'm a freaking genius. Pro animators, take notes, okay? I might be next up. Right now, here are all the frames for the hair that I did. I had like a little motion frame with like the hair like swinging in, just like really shortly, you know? We don't want it to like look like elastic, you know what I'm saying? And it just comes back in, and I added one more frame because as you know, the motion is in. You would think that, you know, her hair would like kind of like bounce back a bit. So I made an extra frame, frame 6 for the hair. It is just the hair kind of like being wavy, and then I'll edit it to return back to the 5th frame just to make it seem like the hair just like shook a bit. And this is what it looks like. It looks cool, bro. I like it. What I would change would be like the 3rd frame is actually started covering the eyes, but when we put everything together, we'll see it for the first time. I haven't seen it at all. So we've covered the hands, the eyes, the mouth card, the face card, even the hair card. Let's see what the whole body card, the full animation. Let's just see what the full animation looks like so far. So after putting everything on the timeline, I know it's a freaking mess. This is what it looks like so far. Hands come in and she's yapping. Look at that, bro. Hey, you see that little shake? You see the little shake? The little shaky shakes. It's nice, bro. He looks kind of alive. Oh wait, did I do the eyebrows? Bro, I forgot to do the eyebrows. She has no eyebrows for this whole thing, and she just randomly spawns them on the 5th frame. I mean, y'all didn't notice that. Please. You can see her like just looking from the left to the right. Really cool, really swift, really nice, very saucy. And I guess all that's left to do is to just color it. And then, yeah, we're done with this. So I'll see you guys when I color this stuff out. It's gonna take a minute because it's 5 frames for everything. So that's going to be a lot of files. God damn. Hi, so it's the next day. This thing took a whole rest of my day to do, and to be honest, I'm very much behind in this video. On the bright side, we finished all the coloring of the face, but as I was coloring the face, I was like, I forgot. I have to color the animated eye frames as well as a separate thing, and the mouth frames as a separate frame. So, yeah, I definitely have to learn Krita. I'm not doing this shit again. If you guys want to see me learning how to use Krita, let me know. But now for the grand unveiling of this masterpiece of mediocrity. And here it is, man. Look at that. And she's talking too. Really cute. Very nice. I'm sorry. Dude, this is fire, man. Obviously, like, this needs to be cropped a bit because, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't gonna see that in the final thing. You know what I'm saying? It's over here. Really nice. I like it a lot. I'm very happy with it. It took a long time. I also wanted to animate the smoke, but I was like, nah, ain't nobody got time for that. If y'all got any more tips on animation, let me know. I literally just saw a doodle that I liked, wanted to animate it. I am really attached to her. She's my wife now. Speaking of attachment, you could get attached to this video right here. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Pretty nice, man. Pretty sexy.